In this video, I'm going to take you on a ride into the secrets of our government. This is more than what President Trump has stated about using Bitcoin to bolster our economy. This is huge and honestly scary. This will manifest not in my lifetime, but in my children's lifetime. It's important to watch this video and understand the backdoor tactics being used today. Very scary. Across the world, our dollar has always been utilized and accepted by most countries. However, China has secretly been meeting with world leaders to get them off of the dollar and onto the yen. GIS reports leaders of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa convened at a summit in Johannesburg a few months ago to specifically de-dollarize and establish a common currency, being the yen was the top agenda. Our nation's intelligence has found this to be true and very alarming. Now, I'm not getting political, but with President Trump going after Mexico and Canada, just to name a few, this may open the door to the yen to take over the currency of the world. An international currency must have three features: a valuation function to settle trade based on transaction demand, a payment function, and a storage function to serve as a reserve asset for global central banks, and a dependable asset for private investors, banks, and other institutions. The dollar has three critical requirements it has to fulfill. First, as the asset storage role, which is more important than the trade role. In terms of safety, the dollar has no rivals as of yet. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, at the end of 2022, the dollar accounted for 58.36% of global foreign exchange reserves. Historically, the dollar's supremacy has also been backed by its economic strength and military power. The US accounted for 50% of global gross domestic product, GDP, in the post-World War II period. Alish Mikkel, a respected figure in international finance, has suggested that governments of all sizes should consider acquiring a significant reserve of Bitcoin. This is good for you and me. I will tell you more in just a moment. But back to the video. This move, if enacted, would represent a dramatic shift in the country's monetary policy and could signal a broader acceptance of cryptocurrencies worldwide. Michel's proposal comes at a time when Bitcoin is gaining increasing attention from institutional investors and policymakers alike. President Donald Trump ran on being the world's largest holder in reserves of Bitcoin. He even spoke at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. You should Google that short video for your own education. With traditional currencies facing inflationary pressures and geopolitical uncertainty, President Trump argues that Bitcoin could provide a valuable hedge against volatility and a potential store of value for our government and our people. This is big. With traditional currencies facing inflationary pressures and geopolitical uncertainty, President Trump argues that Bitcoin could provide a valuable hedge against volatility and a potential store of value for our government and our people. This is big. President Trump's vision of Bitcoin Reserve echoes a similar, albeit less developed idea floated by many smaller countries who are struggling to maintain their currency and the currency of the United States for stability. Now, they can move to a better adopted decentralized currency with Bitcoin, and you and me can ride the coattails of Bitcoin for higher returns in the altcoin markets. During his presidency, Trump expressed skepticism about Bitcoin, famously tweeting that he was not a fan of cryptocurrencies. However, when his sons came to him with a moment of education about the adoption happening on the sidelines, he got it, and now is personally reported to hold around $5 million. However, behind the scenes, members of his administration were reportedly exploring the possibility of the United States establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The details of these discussions remain murky, but sources suggest that Trump's advisors saw Bitcoin as a potential tool for challenging the dominance of the US dollar in global finance. While Trump's interest in Bitcoin is slowly materializing into a concrete policy proposal, it highlights the growing awareness among world leaders of the potential geopolitical implications of cryptocurrencies. The Czech Republic's exploration of a Bitcoin reserve suggests that Trump's early recognition of Bitcoin's strategic importance may have been ahead of its time. While the Czech Republic and the United States grapple with the implications of acquiring Bitcoin, other countries have already taken the plunge. El Salvador, a small Central American nation, made history in 2021 by becoming the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. The move, championed by President Nayib Bukele, sent shockwaves through the global financial system. Bukele argued that Bitcoin could help to bank the unbanked in El Salvador, where a large portion of the population lacks access to traditional financial services. El Salvador's Bitcoin experiment has been met with a mix of praise and criticism, just like you would expect any new idea or proposal. However, they have made it work for their people. With central banks around the world printing money at unprecedented rates, many investors are turning to Bitcoin as a store of value that is not subject to the whims of central bankers. Investments into crypto help stabilize the finances of each of the countries mentioned. So yeah, this is a bit concerning, and no matter what political side you favor, the time to act is right now to save our economy for our children and grandchildren. I know this may be a very dry subject for some, and I hope you have actually learned something new. Over the last year, I have worked really hard to bring you informative information in a concise review of important topics. If you're still with me to this point, would you consider helping my channel out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel? This is important to help my channel grow over 2025. I appreciate you taking the time to learn with me today. We are an education channel, and our subscriber count is growing every day. On the screen is a small picture of a video I think you will find really important. Take care, my friend and subscribers. I love you guys, and I respect you putting your trust into me and my channel. That means so much to my wife and myself. I will see you in the next video. Remember, click on that small image of the new video for some amazing content. Bye for now.